Welcome back to the Stereomaster 2018. We're in Mr. Super Mega Chippy's workshop at Tango Towers rather than my RF one, and we've got still got the blankets on this which we protect these kind of products with. So we need to put back the working chassis into the cabinet. With the 4 nuts. I'll just move the vise because we were using that to do that temporary fuse bodge whilst the correct one appears. I can get to that because the fuse is just there, 1.25 anti-surge 1.25 inches. As an organ builder, do I put a touch of grease on these screws? You know, I think I've got to, haven't I? This is when you're qualified in different things and you've got to start using kind of cross skills and think, well, actually we do it better in that. And I think we do. Trouble is trying to find the first one. Well, we can see we're going to be doing a 3-hour video of putting the first screw in. So I'm just going to, of course, put that in finger tight till we've got them all in. So somebody didn't put one of the screws back on a previous service thing, and also lost one of the washers. So I'm going to go and find a washer because we can certainly do that. And then we need to fit the shorter 2 into wherever they go on the inside. These are fun. There are actually square holes through the chassis, believe it or not. So don't look for round holes, look for square ones. So I've got the 2 in the side. Now I'll tighten up the ones underneath and we'll start wiring it up and soldering the pickup back on. Now Mr. Chippy said he's going to clean the knobs himself. It's nothing to do with us, you know, it's the customer's responsibility to clean things, but Mr. Chippy wants to clean the knobs, so we'll let him. And I'm going to get rid of some of these scratches because of me being an organ builder as well. I just think that we can do something with it. I'm not going all over to knobbing the whole thing up. We're going to just do a bit on the top. Every time you move this, you must lift these, or you end up with no veneer on the cabinet. That's happened underneath. So we're going to have to use connector blocks. Mr. Chippy would have rewired the speakers entirely and not done connector blocks, but at the end of the day we'd then have to buy the correct wire in and the customer would have to pay for that. So I've always done it with connector blocks as an economy thing, really, and I'm sure it makes, well, of course it doesn't make any difference. Let's see what the camera's looking at. I wish I'd done this on connectors like they did on the later model, but you know, this was the first Stereomaster they produced, and I suppose there was a bit of a learning curve as to how to make these a bit more serviceable. It's been commented that you're surprised that a relatively high-end model like this didn't have a balance control. They never thought to provide a balance control. There is a balance control, and it's on the stereo mono switch on the inside for the engineer to set. So theoretically you'd put something like a 1 kHz tone on with a signal generator. You'd put the speaker outputs into dummy loads and into a power meter, and we've got a power meter, and then you'd switch to mono, so you've got two equal signals going across the two channels, and then you'd make sure both the power meters read the same power. I don't feel any need to start doing that. I doubt they even did it at the factory like that, but that would be the correct golden standard benchmark to do. But it sounds right to me, and unless that cartridge is malfunctioning, which is what we're going to be doing next, just disconnect our temporary mains lead to the motor. That needs soldering onto the transformer's primary. Let's move this camera. You can hear the washing machine in the background. This room adjoins the kitchen, and in the UK washing machines tend to be in kitchens. And if we didn't run the washing machine at this time, we're taking advantage of the solar panels producing most of the power required for the washing machine. I took a note of the electricity cost meter before coming into this workshop, and it said 55p so far today, which is mostly standing charge. We've got a few emergency lights which are on constantly, but other than that there's not much going on except charging the car, which again we do on the solar panels wherever necessary. So I want this washing machine done. This particular washing machine draws 1.6 kilowatts, and that's deliberately chosen so that it's easily attainable with the solar panels with the 3 kilowatt scheme we have. The ordinary car charge is 2.7 kilowatts, and again most of that can be done with the solar charger, with the solar panels into the mains. So that's connected both the speakers. I'm expecting the fuses to come on Tuesday, so it's currently Saturday, so I can't button this up fully, but we'll finish the video today. I just won't have put the bottom on. Now there's a P-clip goes into there. There's a strain relief for the mains lead. The kind of screw that went through there was very, very awkward, so we won't be replacing that particular screw. So next thing I'm going to do is we need to put the pickup back. This is why I cut the wires and not any other method. So we've left a tiny bit of insulation so I know which one goes where. So I can see the top one is blue. So I don't know whether we're going to extract the bit of wire from before. Sometimes it depends whether they've twisted it around. CB wise, we've got two Harvard 420Ms in, and my favourite radio, and we've got two President Randy new hand portables. The President Randys are the first to be done, and if we can just get the screw so we can screw together that scrap team base station I was working on. we can get those on the bench. So I just need to do the video for what we've done on the organ this week. We've not put as many hours in as we should have done on that because of this. So blue to the top. And I put it through the tag, bent it round so it's got a proper mechanical joint. It's not just about dabbing these things on. And the red one to the lower tag. I came up against a situation once where the shield on this coaxial cable, screened cable, had migrated. So you ended up with the signal shorting to ground. Now I don't know whether that one was the one that had come from Australia, which we did a couple of years back, and had therefore been hotter than they normally are. But something rings a bell in my pretty useless mind about that, and now we'll just solder on the braid. I really want this cartridge to work because it'd be such a shame if we've got so far with this and then we find that the pickup cartridge is knackered. So the final thing to connect is the motor. Just bring this camera around a bit. So we've got, I don't want to move, I'll tell you what, I'll move the mat so that the radiogram, it's not a radiogram, the stereogram moves with it. So we've got, on here we've got white to the top of this tag. Managed to unsolder that. So white to the top and black to the next tag down. So white to the top, just twist that round a bit more. As we pass the Tango Towers background music system, I want to go and just remind everybody that I collect Reader's Digest record sets because I'm that sad. So we've got about 250 Reader's Digest record sets. They've all been ultrasonic cleaned, and you'll see that the white numbers which say UC mean ultrasonic cleaned, and that's where we've got up to the recordings onto the SD cards which we've got playing in the background music system. The red ones which you can see there haven't yet been done. So at the moment we've just done whatever that is. And the next set will be Hugo Montenegro Plays. Now there's 2 copies of that. Sometimes you buy batches of these things and you end up with a spare copy. So we'll sell those on, and we put them on eBay, starting bid 99 pence, and sometimes we get 99 pence. We're lucky like that. Sometimes you see people with these things mega rare. No, they're not. Get a life. So sometimes you get incomplete sets, and that's why I've just done this bit of video. Of course, those surplus sets, you sometimes end up with these odd records. We've got this, what was it? MOV, I can't even think what, Magic of Vienna, I think it was called. And so we end up with a couple of records from an incomplete set. And these make ideal test records. And this has been ultrasonic cleaned. They're of the highest quality. They're usually RCA or EMI. Mind you, I've used this as a test record about 1 million times, so it's probably time for another cleaning. So, here's the moment of truth. Now I'm going to put this on auto repeat, which I'll show you, because not everybody knows. By the way, I've put a new stylus in this before I go on. It's a Bandridge double diamond one. When the customer said he wanted me to get a new stylus for the product, which we had to put in, if you remember, the diamond was actually missing from the LP, but the 78 is intact, and I've included it because if he wants to play 78s, this may be the only stylus with 78 on it, because a lot of these are double LP, and this is one that is, which is excellent in my opinion anyway. I wasn't able to get two at the time, and a few days ago one came up on eBay at the right kind of price, so he's going to be getting a second one when he comes back for this. So I've fitted that, and this is going to be the very first time. I haven't pre-checked this, and we're going to put this on auto repeat all day. Oh, whoa. Hang on. I need to reject that. I haven't unlocked the mechanism. So I'm just going to put the clip back on so it doesn't go walkies. So we need to, because it's screwed down for transit, it's off its springs, and that's why it dropped with a right clonk. So when you transport these, they're screwed anti-clockwise. The BSR decks are the same in the way these are done as the Garrards. So there we are, it's now sprung. So we'll put the record to the top again. I just can't believe that auto spindle was in the bottom of the product. I mean, that's worth what the whole service charges for this product. Okay, so it didn't quite put down in the correct position there. So we'll just reject the record. It was alright on the 10-inch one which I tried, wasn't it? Mind you, the stylus was non-existent, so it may not have been quite right. So, just for safety, I'm taking that off. The adjustment is here, and it's clockwise if you want it to come further in, and it's counterclockwise if you want it to be further out. So we want it further out, so I've just moved that about 1/3 of a turn. Let's see whether it drops in the correct position now. In fact, this is the first note this has played for about 3 decades. There we go, that's right. If we can hear it over the washing machine. One of the disappointments to me is there's no queuing lever on these. Try it on the next band. I think I've picked the slowest record I've got. very nice, but it's a bit slow. Let's try something else. Next record in the stack, surplus and detached from a set, is Country Guitar Gold, which again is a Reader's Digest set. It was called Instrumental Gold, and this hasn't been ultrasonic cleaned. Somebody's idea of a box set was a set of records without a box. That's really good, isn't it? And the idea, again, with several different records, is we see if that drop point is correct. It is on that one too. I'm going to move the camera to the centre because the camera is stereo. And I'm going to keep talking over it so the copyright police don't get us. So are we in stereo? We are. See what the treble's like. And are both the tweeters working? That's working. That's working. How are we for volume? Excellent. So that's that one. So I'm going to lift it off and we'll try another track. We'll try a third record. There's some nice germanium hiss on this that you wouldn't get on silicon transistors. Record to try is again a surplus random record from the Ray Conniff collection. This has been ultrasonic cleaned. Shall we do side 2? Shall we do side A? Aquarius or Close to You? Oh right, I'll tell you what, we'll do side 1. Again, see if it drops in the correct place. This is a CBS record when I'm telling you they're all Decca, EMI and RCA. I love the brush on these. Brushes the stylus every time. Ah, right, now then, that didn't. I'm sure I'm setting these up more meticulous than they did at the factory, you know. Here we go. When it gets to the end of the record, it will auto repeat. So I'll press the reject button to demonstrate that. So it will. Do you know what? It didn't start at the quite right place, did it again? So I'm just going to stop it. And we'll just start it once more. It really doesn't matter this. I'm being ridiculously spot on with this, but we'll just run like that. I may, you know, be popping over to it as I hear it not performing correctly. No, I think now it's going to be there. So now it will just auto repeat until I switch it off. So thanks for watching.